Hey friends, welcome back to the intermediate chess speedrun. This is episode 2. Today we're going to play some solid chess and try and get some wins. Let's go. Okay people, so we're currently sitting at 350 elo. We're playing against Emery005 from Turkey. Yeah, check me out. 360 elo and he opens, or she opens with 1e4. Okay, so today the focus is going to be play good moves, develop the pieces, stick to principles, castle the king, and yeah, hopefully win. So, let's start off by playing my favourite opening at beginner level and intermediate level against 1e4, which is the Caro-Kann. This is the opening I know best and one I would definitely recommend beginners to learn. The idea of pushing this pawn to c6 early is that it helps us play this move d5. Now if they take, we take, and we have a strong centre. Okay, they didn't take, they played knight to c3, which is one of the main moves, just defending this pawn. There's some theory you have to know, maybe I'll make a video about it one day, but for now I will just play, I don't want to get too long on time, so I'm just going to play the moves and we can talk about it afterwards in the analysis. So we're going to take, then I'll probably take back, and there are two moves here, bishop here to defend, to hit the knight, but the one I play the most is the Tartakower, which is to play the knight out to f6. If they take, we're happy to take this way, open the bishop. Okay, they don't take, interesting. So we have the option to take, we can take this knight, and when they take, the queens will see each other, which is important to see. We could take, and take the queen, the king has to take, and they don't have the right to castle anymore, which we could do, that's one option. Another option is maybe to play the move bishop f5, just attacking the knight again, trying to get it to take. I don't mind this move, but I'm thinking then there might be some knight here to hit the bishop, and we have to come back. Let's play this move. And when they take, I'm going to trade queens, and we're going to try and win a chess game with no queens, early middle game, or strength middle game early on, as a move 7. And they can't castle, which is good for us, I suppose, because it means the king's going to be left in the centre, which isn't as inherently bad, because there are no queens, so checkmate is less likely, but we can still fight for advantage. So we just have to stick to principles, develop pieces, castle the king, and so I'm thinking let's play this move, bishop to g4. He'll probably block the pin with this move. Maybe our plan is to go here, here, and long castle. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's see. We need to move a bit faster because we're already down 2 minutes on the clock. Talk too much. Okay. Bishop to g5 doesn't really do anything. Looks at e7, but if anything, I think we can maybe just kick this away. Take some central space. If we go here, the bishop has to go back. Yeah, I don't mind this. There's no way for him to really take advantage. We gain some central space with tempo as well. And tempo is where you make a move and you force your opponent to do something. So for example, this move, tempo is essentially just time. And we gain time because we prepare the move, prepare this move. Oh, okay, so this doesn't work, what he's trying to do. What I was saying is that playing this move forces him to do something, forces him to move the bishop, and then we can play move e5, taking space. He's played h3 to try and attack the bishop. The problem with this move though is that the bishop here is still under attack, and we can take the knight and it's check, which means he has to take back this way to recapture the bishop. Recapture our bishop, and then we take his bishop on the next move. So we trade on f3, and then we take a piece. So take, it's check, so he doesn't have time to move the bishop, he has to take, or block, but then we just take the bishop, or move the king. but then we're just up a piece, and then yeah, here we can just take this bishop. We have slightly ruined structure, but I mean we're up a piece at the end of the day, so yeah, we're already winning, and now it's just about converting. So he can't castle, remember, so that means it's going to take some time for him to get the rooks out. This is a bit of a tricky move. We can't play h6 to defend this pawn, because if we go here and he takes, we can't take back because his rook will take our rook. We don't have another way to defend this, so I'm thinking we just have to take it probably. And that's okay with me. Yes, his rook gets active, but I think that's okay. I'm thinking about this move e5 just to take some space maybe. I also am thinking to go here and prepare to castle, but we do need to get our pieces out. I think e5 is probably a good move. You can go bishop here, but then we can start kicking the rook around, developing our pieces. Yeah, I quite like this move. You can go bishop h3, I've just realised. You can go g5, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so maybe let's just go knight d7. Keep it simple. Maybe play e5 in the future. We're just going to play nice and slowly because, yeah, we don't need to rush. We're already winning. Rook c1, I guess, is to try and prepare c4, but he could have played it anyway. So we could go here, attack this pawn. I think we're just going to castle. And now this is more threat because when we move the knight, it will be check on the king. So maybe he has to go block like this. But then we might go here anyway, hitting the pawn, hitting the bishop. We'll see. We'll have to move a little bit faster because we're taking some time. Yeah. I think I'm also going to keep it to one game, in this video, just because if we want to analyse afterwards, he's disconnected, which is not good. So I say this. Obviously, if he disconnects and we don't play the full game, then yeah, maybe we'll play another one. In the first video, we had an early resignation, so I played the second one. The plan was just to play one game, but it looks like he's about to lose by disconnection, which is pretty sad. Yeah, the game's abandoned. Okay, we win, but we didn't actually technically win the game, but obviously as the evaluation shows, we are winning the game. So let's have a quick review of this game. He played a good opening in the first few moves, but then yeah, he just made a pretty elementary blunder. So e4 is the first move, and yeah, I want to try and show you guys how to play the Caro-Kann. So the Caro is only after someone plays e4. If they play d4 in the first move, this is not the Caro-Kann, because if they play c4, this is now a start defense in the Queen's Gambit. So it's not a Caro-Kann. The Caro-Kann is after e4, c6, and either they bring both knights out, or they push two pawns into the centre. We play d5, and here we have some options, which I won't go into too much detail now, I don't think. I feel like it would be better to slowly just introduce the ideas as we play more games, and hopefully play more Caro-Kanns as well. The main ideas are to defend this pawn, take on this square, or push a pawn. And all of them have different kind of structures and ideas. A lot of them revolve around trying to get to this pawn. So if they push, we can think about trying to manoeuvre the knight in some way, maybe push like this, and try and get to this pawn. Not in this order because we want to try and get this bishop out. So yeah, I don't want to go too much into theory. I think it's more important, especially at this kind of level, to not focus too much on opening theory, but to focus on good chess principles. So obviously good openings help, but playing something like Caro-Kann is super simple. He played the two knights, we took, he took, we played Tartakower, which is after knight f6, and yeah, he played d3, which is okay. We don't have to take, you know, we can even manoeuvre the other knight to defend this one. We can play g6, but we decide to take. He takes back, and we trade the queens. And yeah, like computer says, it's point one for white, but I wanted to try and show how we can win a game with no queens and one that goes into an early middle game. So we played bishop g4, which just pins the knight to the king. He played this weird move, bishop g5, which I don't really know what it did because it has no threat. And like I said, it kind of just made, it kind of just forced us, or invoked us to play f6. And the plan was, after he moves the bishop, probably just to play this move and take some central space. Even if he goes back here, then we can play e5 straight away. He needs to move again. But he didn't move. He tried to be smart and counter-attack. But the problem with this is that, yes, our bishop is hanging, but we can get ours out of the way by taking the knight. And he has to take back. And then this bishop is still hanging, so we can take it. This is how the game went. And yeah, we couldn't, like I said, we couldn't do this because he can take here. And if we take here, we lose our rook. So I didn't want to go into these complications, so it made sense just to take a pawn. His rook gets active, sure, but we're just winning. Yeah, computer wants either knight e7 or e5. Let the computer think a little bit. Yeah, it says e5 is ever so slightly 0.07 better, so they're basically the same. Knight e7 is one of the best moves, it's fine. Rook c1's a bit of a weird move. Because it's as if he wants to try and push c4, but he could do that anyway, to be fair, so I don't understand rook c1, unless he was trying to walk the king, maybe push the pawn, walk the king behind the rook, makes sense. And then we castled, and he disconnected, which is a shame. And after castles, I don't know, maybe he would go, the computer wants king to e2, which is not a very hero move because you block the bishop. But I guess this bishop is going to come to this square instead and pin the knight to the king. Or, yeah, bishop h3 straight away, or f4, like I said, just taking some space. If you went f4, I don't know, I think I might have gone e5, like this, and if he takes, we can take, and it's check. If he pushes, I don't know, we just move the bishop or something, yeah, hit the rook. Get the bishop to g5, so... Yeah, I think we had a nice position. I mean, yeah, we were just up a piece, so it made sense just to try and get some pieces out castle quickly and go for the king. But unfortunately, yeah, our friend Mr. Emery005 from Turkey disconnected. So in that case, let's play another game. All right, game number 2. Let's go. See if we get black again. No, we get white. That's now 3 games with white and 1 with black. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick with my intention of trying to teach you guys how to play the London, which is move 1 to d4, followed by an early bishop f4. This is a super simple opening to learn at beginner level because all the pieces usually go on the same squares. So you don't have to remember too much theory. Obviously at a high level it becomes much more theoretical and there's more of like a system of openings, whereas at beginner, you just try and put the pieces on good squares, on the same squares every time, fight for some central space, and we're going to try and do that by moving the bishop to f4. Let's see if he wants a draw. We're not going to accept a draw. Okay, he jumps the knight into the middle, that doesn't really... and he resigned. Okay, so I don't know why he resigned so early. We only played 2 moves, and the London's not that bad to face, so maybe he just had to go. I don't know. Anyway, let's try again. New 10-minute game, please. Okay, better. We play with black, let's see what he does. 1e4, I'm going to stick with the Caro-Kann, because a good way to learn openings, or to learn an opening, is just to keep playing the same opening, and learn from your mistakes. He plays the main move, which is d4, we play d5, and now he has 3 options. He can either take our pawn, he can push or he can defend it, which he did with the knight. So when they when they bring the knight out to defend the pawn, we are going to take it. This is pretty much what we saw in the last game. He put the knight here. We're going to play the same thing. Tartakower once again. Let's see if he does the same thing. No, he actually takes, which is nice because we get some variation. And the main move here, you can take this way. I can't remember the name of the line, but it's a little bit more risky because the pawns are more split, and yeah, the king's a little bit weaker. It's much safer, sorry, to just take with the e-pawn. Yes, you open the e-file to the king, but we can always block by putting a bishop onto the e-file if you have a check with the queen. And now basically our plan is to get this bishop here and castle. And yet he decides to check us. This is not a great move really, because yes, you throw in a check, but you're blocking the bishop. So what we can do is probably just put this bishop onto e6. He can't push because we can take it, and he has no other way to attack this bishop really. So I mean, what do we want to do? We could go queen e7, but I feel like we've already played a game with early queen trade, so let's just play bishop to e6. Let's see what he does. He might play knight f3. Yeah, and this was the only thing about playing this bishop here so early, is because it would be nice to pin this knight to the queen, but hey ho. That's how it goes. We're just going to now develop our other bishop, I think. The knight can't go anywhere because even though these pawns are doubled, this one is actually quite good at repelling this knight. So we have nothing to worry about really. He still can't push his pawn because we're going to take it. Yeah, and our plan is probably just to castle and get the knight out to this square, and we'll just go from there. See, now this is the problem. He would like to develop this bishop and castle, but he can't because the queen's in the way, which is why, even though it was a check, this queen move to e2 wasn't the greatest move. Now he wants to try and develop another piece, maybe this bishop, and he would like to go here, but he can't because we just developed our bishop to control f4. Sorry. See, right. So now he's moving his queen away, just to try and get his bishop out and castle. And now he's starting to make moves with the same piece more than once in the opening, which is not a good principle to follow. Now we have some checks. We have this check with the bishop and this check with the queen, but both of them I don't think are very good because he can just either block, like if we play bishop b4 check, he can just kick us with c3, and if we play the queen check, there's nothing over here that we can maybe fork or attack again, and he can just probably put the bishop here. So I think the best move is probably just going to be to castle. Now I reckon he's going to go like this, stare at our king, and yeah, we'll just play chess from there, I think. See what happens. Okay, he plays b3. I guess his plan is to play bishop to b2, which makes sense. Well, now I think this check is different now, because before he could play c3, but now he's moved the b pawn. He can't do that, so it's basically he's forced to then probably put the bishop here. And it's up to us if we want to trade, and I don't know if we do. I think it's probably just going to be better to maybe put the rook in line with the king. If he puts the bishop here, this is not going to be very good, because we can move the bishop probably and move this bishop, and it'll be check on the king. Right, makes sense. Now we can check multiple ways. We can check this way. Basically, the bishop can move and check the king. And we've got to think, okay, what's going to be... We could technically take on b3, I suppose, and then just move the bishop back. We could do that. Or we could go here and pin. If we go here, what can he block with? he can only block with this bishop or this bishop. And if he blocks with this bishop, I mean, yeah, we just come back, I suppose. If he blocks with this bishop, we can maybe even come back and attack it again. So yeah, let's throw this in. I think this isn't going to be a bad move. This is a check. Looks like I'm blundering a bishop horrendously, but no, because the bishop, one of these bishops will block probably. If he plays king f1, then I think we're happy, because then the king can't castle. And we control the e file nicely. Let's see what he does. He should move one of the bishops. Yeah, he does. And now our bishop is under attack. So if we leave it here, it will get taken. And I think we're just going to bring it back maybe to d5. I think that's okay. Obviously, it looks appealing to maybe play the bishop to f4 and apply pressure. But if we do this, he can take our bishop. Yes, we take his, and if he takes, we check him, but he can block with the bishop, and we won a pawn but lost a bishop. So I think it's just important just to bring this bishop back. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he castles, that's fine. Okay, so now we need to start improving our pieces and go for the king. So let's think. He has some nice bishops as well. Okay, I'm going to play queen to c7, and let's see if he realises what the threat is. When I play queen to c7, what I'm doing is creating a battery. What's called a battery is just a battery where you line up two pieces together. The bishop and the queen now see this square on h2. The only thing defending this square is the knight on f3. So maybe if he plays like a random move, like rook b1, what we might do is take the knight, he takes with the queen, and we can take the check and win a pawn, and the king has to move. And yeah, the king is a bit more open. Yes, his queen is standing here, but I think we'll just be able to bring the bishop back. Okay, and he doesn't see a threat, and actually he even removes his defense from the knight. So I think I'm not even going to calculate it really. Play bishop takes f3. I think his idea is probably to play some c3 or c4 move and create this battery, which is a good idea, but I think a little bit slow. And yeah, we could even think about sacrificing the rook for the bishop. He takes, we check him, he goes here, we bring the queen in. So let's just double check. Take, check. He will have to go to this square. Queen can come in. Threatening a mate, kind of, not really. Okay, I'm not going to think about it too much, I'm just going to take on h2. And now we need to get some more pieces in, to be honest. Maybe this is a good sacrifice. I feel like this is going to be a good move, but looks a little bit sus, if I'm honest. I feel like we need some more pieces. Need to move faster. Take, check. He has to go back. I think we're just going to do it and try and work it out from there. It might be a bad sacrifice, we'll see. He has to take, and we'll get in with the queen, and we'll work it out from there, and then we need to very quickly get some more pieces into the game. I don't think this was a sound sacrifice, but I think it might throw him off enough for us to still win. I think we'll still make a mistake, but I do need to move faster, because I only have 2.5 minutes. Okay, he doesn't even take it, which is definitely not good. I'm thinking now we can just check. Let's just take the rook and play this move. Yeah, we need to get the knight out, not lose on time, so definitely need to play faster. You can play this move. I threaten a checkmate, but we can just push. Okay, now we're just up a piece, so we need to very quickly consolidate our pieces and try and checkmate the king. I'd love to play this move as well. So, yeah, okay, that doesn't do anything. And we can actually bring the bishop back and hit the queen. He'll probably go here and threaten checkmate, and we just play g6. Not threatening, not blundering a mate. I want to get the bishop out before any rook h1 business comes. You should definitely play queen to e4. Yep, we'll play g6. He can't take the bishop because it's defended by the queen. He'll probably play rook h1. Maybe we'll play knight f8 and knight to e6. Maybe we can play king f8 now. Okay. Okay, so he has moved his bishop here. That's fine. We can actually bring, let's go knight here. Let's go king f8. I just want to play rook e8, to be honest. We definitely need to play faster. There's no sacrifice on f8, doesn't work. He will probably play rook h1. It's probably his best move, and I'm thinking we'll just play h5. Okay. Don't know what that does. He's trying to take here. We can just play this move. Now the queen has to go somewhere. If he goes here, maybe we can jump in and try and get a queen trade. But I feel like we actually need to move a bit faster. So let's try it. If he takes, we take with the knight and the bishop. Definitely need to move faster. That's the bishop. We need to take faster. We need to move faster, sorry. We are up a lot of material, so if he moves, and no, we can't take, but we're just going to take this. He takes, and we're just going to go for material, for some more material. Wanted to get out of the way, move the pawn out of the way. If he goes here, we can kick him. And this is an interesting position. He's playing quite well. There's no move. Okay, we can just go like this and the bishop. Okay. Let's need to move faster. Start bringing the king up. Okay, let's move the knight. I'd like to move the knight to this square, I think. Try and reroute the knight. Wow, this guy seems to be finding all the moves. Okay, we have to do this and give away our rook. I think we're still winning. This guy is not letting up, huh? Just want to try and win some pawns. Pretty good for a 441, I must say. Yeah. I think that was a pretty bad move. We need to reroute. Maybe he'll give us a draw. We are up a piece. We can take that. Come back. We can't take this. Oh, I think we can actually. We have 26 seconds. I don't know if we're going to win. Let's take. We might go here. Yep. and I think we're actually going to lose, which is not so good. Okay, now we just move. We're going to start pushing some pawns. We have 20 seconds. We might lose, which is not too good. We'll take our pawn, we push. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he goes there. And I think we're going to lose this game, lads. Let's go back. Interesting play. Let's see if he blunders a fork. We have 9 seconds. It's not too good. Let's do this. No, we just blunder the knights, and that doesn't work. Very interesting play from our friend. And that actually blunders this. I have 3 seconds though, so I don't think we're going to get it off in time. Maybe we will. So check, and we run out of time. Brutal. Okay, so we actually ended up losing on time, which is not too good, and I did not anticipate that happening. So I think what happened is that I spent too much time talking. So that's a big lesson from me. And I think we played the opening well. I think we had a good position. He played some strange moves. Took on b3, won a pawn, came back. b1 bishop b4. Okay, queen c7. I think was a fine move. Taking f3 was fine. Taking h2 was fine. Yeah, rook takes was great. What was the computers say after here? Queen g3, king h1, bishop g1. And if, wow, if rook takes queen h3, it is checkmate. This is tricky, huh? So, yeah, king h1, my plan was probably to go something like this. And the best move, let's say, makes any move, bishop d6 is checkmate, because here he has to move and then queen h2. Whatever he does is a checkmate. So rook h2 was a really good sacrifice, and we were completely winning because he offered the trade, we took it. Knight d7 was fine, this was okay, bishop back was okay. We didn't want to blunder checkmate. I played king f8 because I wanted to play rook e8, which was good. Got the queen in for a queen trade. Hit the bishop and took the pawn. He took, we pushed to not lose our pawn. And then I think here we started playing some questionable moves, you know. This was not a great move because he can pin. Yeah, let's go back and lose the rook for piece. We're still completely winning, but it got very complicated. And yeah, we started playing some strange moves and had 26 seconds. And he played surprisingly well for a 450 rated player. So yeah, maybe I should give myself more time in the next one. Okay, lads, I wasn't expecting to lose that second one. I think the problem was just spending too much time talking about the moves and not playing good moves. So I think lesson learned from me: play chess, don't talk about it too much, and review after the game. I'm still learning how to do this. It's a skill, I suppose. We shouldn't be losing to, or I feel like I shouldn't be losing to 450 rated players. He played very well for being rated that much, so maybe, who knows, maybe he had some assistance, not necessarily from a computer, but maybe from a friend or a sibling, but who knows, I guess we'll never know. We just have to swallow our pride and move forward. Tomorrow we'll play some more chess, and we'll try and play a bit quicker and not lose on time. Even though we were winning completely in the final position, we just had no time to convert it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.